Hi, Michelle Glass here, and we are back to our second episode of our Chapter 4, Lecture 4 series. And we cannot talk about the cells without talking about the different types of cells. So we've already said that all living things on our planet are composed of cells, and then that whole universe of cells can be divided into one of two possible categories. So we have what's described as a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. So our job here is to highlight the differences between, but then also look at the commonalities between these two important types of cells. Okay, so we've talked about our domains. We talked about domains in the very first chapter. So your domains, archaea and bacteria, consist of prokaryotic cells. That's one of the things that's setting them apart as a unit. And then our domain eukarya is named because all of those cells are, or all of those organisms, I should say, are composed of eukaryotic cells. Now, what is the primary difference between? A prokaryotic cell has no nucleus. So pro means before, and the karyo part is referring to the nucleus. Even though prokaryotic cells are lacking a nucleus, they still have DNA. All cells have a DNA. The eukaryotic cell, the EU part means true, and karyo means nucleus, so eukaryotic cells are truly nucleated. So the significance of the nucleus is that it's a membrane-bound packaged, it's a membrane-bound package, I should say, containing our DNA molecule. So prokaryotic cells, they have their DNA in a nucleoid region, but no membrane around it. So no nucleus. Eukaryotic cells have a membrane-bound nucleus, and so this means it's more compartmentalized. Okay, not only are prokaryotic cells lacking a membrane-bound nucleus, but they don't have any membrane-bound organelles. The organelle is a term for our small structures inside the cell. We're going to be doing a whole video on the organelles of the eukaryotic cells, so we'll be talking about these in a lot of detail. Eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles, and the significance here is, think of the eukaryotic cell as a house, and you have different rooms in the house. So your kitchen is separate, your bathroom is separate, your bedroom is separate, your living room is separate. That's the eukaryotic cell. That's the significance of those organelles. By being membrane bound, you can have, you can create your own environment. So the environment of the kitchen can be completely different from the environment of the bedroom, and the mom and dad's bedroom can be different from the kids' bedroom, okay? The bathroom environment is different from the rest, okay? So it's a very packaged up. It's separate, it's compartmentalized, it's very organized. Think of the prokaryotic cell as an open loft where there's not really a division between the kitchen space and the living room space and the bedroom space, right? I don't even want to use the toilet in that analogy, right? Because what's that going to be like? Because there would be no border around the toilet area. Okay, so that would be like the prokaryotic cell. You have designated areas that have different functions, but they're not enclosed in a specific room. Okay, and then we're going to see not only are the prokaryotic cells less organized, but they're also significantly smaller. So they're ranging in size from about 1 to 2 micrometers, whereas your eukaryotic cells can be as large as 1,000 micrometers in the case of a protist called a paramecium. And so eukaryotic cells can be 1,000 times as big as the prokaryotic cells. So significant difference. Okay, so here are the ways that they're different. Prokaryotic cells have no membrane-bound structures, so they're not organized as well, and they're extremely small. Eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles, including, of course, the nucleus. So they are more compartmentalized, they are more organized, and they can also be significantly larger. What is it that they have in common? So the characteristics at the bottom of the screen are things that all cells, whether you're a prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell, have in common. So all cells will have a cell membrane. All cells will have fluid inside of the cell, which is called cytosol. All cells contain DNA, and we'll see that that DNA is packaged up into a structure called a chromosome. Now, prokaryotic chromosomes look different from eukaryotic chromosomes, but they're both composed of proteins and DNA molecule. Both or all types of cells will contain ribosomes. Now, again, prokaryotic ribosomes look different from eukaryotic ribosomes, but they are still called ribosomes and they still have the same job. And then we'll see that all cells contain cytoplasm, where cytoplasm is including not only that cytosol, that fluid, but also all of those other contents inside of the cell. Okay? Alrighty, that's it for now.